Hello and welcome. My name is Elizabeth, and this podcast is for people who are healing from toxic relationships, emotional abuse, childhood trauma, and unhealthy emotional patterns that keep repeating. Here, we talk about emotional healing, self-worth, boundaries, attachment wounds, and how to build healthier relationships with yourself and others without shame, pressure, or judgment. This is a grounded, emotionally safe space where healing is practical, compassionate, and honest. I'm really glad you're here. Let's get into today's episode.
Hello and welcome to Flourish and Thrive with you. My name is Elizabeth Akinini. I am a certified trauma and relationship therapist, and I help women heal from toxic relationships, emotional wounds, and unhealthy patterns that keeps repeating. And I'm glad you're all here today. Actually, this is my first episode on this channel, so I won't be talking too much or going too deep yet. I just want to use today's episode to introduce myself properly, talk a bit about why I created this channel, what we do here, and what you can expect going forward. So let me share a little bit about myself. I didn't become a therapist just because I studied it. I became a therapist because I lived the experience. It was a calling, but it was also personal. Although I have my certification, but before I got my certification, I had already had the experience. So let me break it down. I grew up in Nigeria, specifically Lagos, in a large family of 7 children, including my dad, so we had 9 people in the family, and I was the second child. So while growing up, I experienced a lot of emotional neglect. My parents provided for us materially. We had food, we had shelter, the normal basic things. They made sure they paid the bills, they made sure they paid our school bills, everything they did for us, because that was the normal thing. That was the way my parents were taught that they could show love to their children. But there was also a lack of emotional connection. They didn't know how to do it because that was also how they grew up. So there wasn't much space for feeling. There wasn't much emotional safety. And I don't blame them because that is what they know. So I was a different child. I was unique. I was sensitive and expressive. And instead of being nurtured, I was always criticized. I was despised for being too much or for being different or for not fitting into the expected mold. So I grew up with a lot of criticism, emotional abandonment, and feeling unseen. And at the time, I didn't know it was trauma. I just knew that I was trying to survive emotionally. And as I grew into adulthood, those childhood experiences showed up in my relationship. I became a people's pleaser. I struggled with low self-esteem. I kept finding myself in toxic relationships and I can't explain why. I was constantly trying to fix people, rescue people, show up for everyone, while completely abandoning myself. And it's actually because I was abandoned as a child. So as an adult, I started abandoning myself, taking care of other people. I thought love meant sacrifice. I thought being needed meant being worthy. So I didn't know how to choose myself without feeling guilt. And over time, that way of living made me resentful, emotionally drained, and I was quietly angry. There was this passive anger. I was giving so much love to people who didn't truly see me or care for me in the same way. So my turning point came when a close friend of mine said something very simple, but it was very honest. He told me, you need to stop being there for everybody and start looking after yourself. You're burning out and it's changing you. In other words, he told me specifically, you have to change your character because if you keep on like this, then we can't be together. So the best thing for you to do is to take care of yourself. And it really hits me hard because that person is somebody I really care for. But that person was not happy with what I was doing. So that was what forced me to look at myself, not with blame, but with honesty. And that was the beginning of my healing journey. I started learning about trauma, attachment wounds, emotional neglect, boundaries, and self worth. I started doing the inner work. Slowly, things began to change. It didn't just happen overnight, but it was consistent. Consistent. I kept doing it every day until when I started seeing changes. And as I healed, I realized something important. There are so many women living the way I was living, loving deeply, overgiving, exhausted, confused, and blaming themselves for patterns they didn't choose consciously. That's when I decided to take it further. I started by sharing from my own experience. So I thought, what can I do? I opened a YouTube channel and I kept learning. I kept growing and expanding my work. And it got to a time I like, okay, let me make this professional. So I decided to actually get certified. I took the course, and when I finished I got my certificate. And today I can honestly say I'm grateful I took that decision because it led me here. So now let's stop talking about me and let's talk about Flourish and Thrive with EA. Actually, that's the name of my brand. So this channel exists for women who are healing from toxic relationship, emotional neglect, childhood wounds, and patterns that keep repeating despite their best effort. Here we talk about emotional healing, self-worth, boundaries, people pleasing, attachment wounds, and learning how to build healthier relationship, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is not a space for quick fixes or surface level advice. My channel is a place where you feel grounded, emotionally safe, and a space where healing is practical, compassionate, and honest. And this is because I want you to understand why you feel the way you feel, why certain relationships are so hard to leave, why choosing yourself feels uncomfortable or selfish, and how to slowly, safely begin to change those patterns. So I'll be releasing one episode per week intentionally, and that's because I am on a tight schedule, so I don't really have that time to make episodes like 2 or 3 times in a week. I have to attend to my YouTube channel, I have to attend to my clients, so I have to just minimize it to just one episode per week. So each episode is designed to be something you can sit with, reflect on, and return to when you need clarity or reassurance. Some of my episodes will feel comforting, some will feel eye opening, some may gently challenge you. But I want you to understand that everything shared there is meant to support your growth and not pressure you. So if you're listening to this and you've ever felt emotionally unseen, overextended, or tired of abandoning yourself to keep your relationship, I want you to know that you are in the right place. Flourish and Thrive with EA is designed to help you understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling and how you can actually get out of it, and also how to build self love and also how to build your self confidence. So it is a complete package that you need for your healing journey. So once again, I want to welcome you to Flourish and Thrive with EA, and I'm really glad you are here. And I look forward to walking this journey together with you, one episode at a time. If you like what I do, subscribe to my channel and share this episode with a friend so as to make other people know about this channel and help this channel grow. In the bio section, I have my YouTube link and I also have my website link. So in case you want to see what I do, you want to know more about me, you can actually check on my website, and you can actually check out my YouTube videos. And on my website, I have some free resources like some daily worksheets which you can actually use to help you through your healing journey. Some of the worksheets are for emotional regulation, helping you to actually overcome anxiety and practice self-love. I'll be putting the link here in the about section. So you can actually just click on the link to download those free worksheets, and it's going to help you in your healing journey. It's something simple, it's something you can do every day. Very, very simple. I practice it. It's very, very simple. It's something you can do every day. So guys, I'll see you next week when I'll bring you a new episode. I remain your host, Elizabeth Akini. And remember, you are healing, and that's all that matters. Namaste.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If something here resonated with you, take a moment to sit with it. Healing happens in awareness, not pressure. This podcast is here to support you as you unlearn unhealthy patterns, rebuild self-trust, and create healthier relationships at your own pace. New episodes are released once a week, so feel free to follow or subscribe if this space supports you. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. You're doing meaningful work,